Hello, everybody. Hello. How are you doing today? So it has come to my attention that I actually have never really made a video for you on what ASMR is. I know for most of you that are subscribed to this channel, and most of you on the internet in general, you already know what ASMR is, but I wanted to give you a video for the people who ask me what it is, who ask me in my daily life what it is that I do for a part-time job. And I just kind of wanted to make a video explaining exactly what it is and what you can expect from an ASMR video or channel. So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. That is not something I expect you to know right off the top of your head what those words exactly mean, but it is the tingly sensation or static-like stimuli that you get from audio or visual external stimuli from your environment. This can be replicated in the form of a video with certain type of audio equipment that I have right down here, and a camera. So this type of video is formulated to mimic the audio and visual stimuli, so that way you can get the tingly sensations, and it overall gives a relaxing form of content for you to wind down to before bedtime. Studies do show that this helps, obviously, with insomnia, depression, and overall focus and mood throughout the day. People do find that this is something that helps you a lot when you're studying or trying to focus on a specific task. So stuff like this and lo-fi, which I can make an entirely other video on lo-fi, helps you overall with mental health and your daily focus and daily routine. Now, I do want to touch a little bit on audio and visual triggers, is what we call them. The reaction that you get, the external stimuli that you get from your environment or from a video, we in the ASMR community like to call them a trigger. This is not a trigger in a bad way. This is a trigger that just is a catalyst for the tingling or external stimuli that gives you that overall feeling. An audio trigger is something like whispering like this, or whenever I speak to you, and the syllables when I go down and up, if I pop with my tongue while I'm talking to you, a lot of the times that can trigger an audio ASMR response from you. There are whispering that is slow, relaxing type whispering. And then you can bring it up to a soft spoken that is a little bit more of a buttery smooth speaking when I am talking to you, as opposed to just being out in the open and talking at a much larger scale. I don't talk with my diaphragm here. I use the back of my throat. If you can visualize this, I imagine the air that I'm exhaling hitting the back of my throat before it bounces out of my mouth. That type of visualization allows me to slowly move from whispering up until talking to you like this. Now, another type of audio is tapping and scratching on certain objects, and I actually have been drinking on coffee all day long and doing homework on my last day of school before I get my degree, before I film this video. So I'm just going to use the coffee that I have in my hand. So a lot of the times for an audio trigger, people like tapping, and of course there are various different ways of tapping. So we can do a tapping with the tips of your fingers, tapping with the tips of your fingers. And this gives you an overall thud, a repeated soft thud that sounds different with literally every single object that you tap on, which makes this for pretty much unlimited videos. Or you can do the tips of your fingernails, which I don't have very much of right now. The thuds kind of turn into high-pitch hits. Like that, right there. And the only way that I can describe it as an analogy is using the tips of your fingernails is like cherry switches on a mechanical keyboard, because it's a lot higher of a pitch, like this. Or using the bottoms of your fingers, like the pads, is like using a brown switch that has a little bit more of a thud to it on a mechanical keyboard. But there are many different triggers. I'm going to use another one right now that's just tapping. We can do scratching, like this. And obviously that also changes with tempo. You can slowly scratch, which if you're going to do anything slowly, you're going to want to pair it with a whisper, because it is good to bring down all aspects of tempo in the video, as opposed to just one. If I'm talking to you like this in a very fast pace, sometimes that doesn't normally go well with the cohesiveness of the video, in my opinion. But any and every combination hits a different person in a different way. So really, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Or you could do this. Short scratches at a faster pace. Short scratches at a slow pace. Or you could do short scratches in a fast pace, which hits everyone differently in every single way. Now, I am going to move on to the visual triggers. A lot of the times, visual triggers are paired with audio triggers, and that helps you have an overall sense of relaxation, and actually gives you a very good sense of surround sound if you put headphones on, which most ASM artists are going to recommend. So before I do visual triggers, I always ask, is it okay with you if I do this? And that is just kind of a signal for, number one, it's polite to ask for consent on anything on this planet. But number two, that is also kind of a signal in my videos for, hey, I'm about to move forward and get a little up close and personal with you. And if you don't like that, you can either switch to a different video, or you can fast forward to the part where I back up and I'm not close to you again. So I am going to go ahead and move forward because I asked if that was okay, which is kind of my signal on my channel. And I'm going to move forward, and I'm just going to do a tapping or swiping motion. And there's many, many, many different forms here. You can do a tapping like this on you. You can do a swiping or scratching motion. You can even cover up the camera entirely on certain portions and do something like a audio or video testing for you, for like an eye exam, for example, which leads me into my next form. Those are the basics, and then there's more of a mixture of triggers in a video overall to give you a role play. Now, a lot of role plays that I like to do is stuff like doctor's visits, medical exams. You can give a lot of ASMR stimuli, and it's something like, for example, an eye exam that I brought up. Now, for an example, I'm going to keep talking to you in a relaxing voice, but I'm going to cover up one of your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to tell me how many fingers I'm holding up here. Good. 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 Yes. Oh, just kidding. I have 4 fingers on each hand. If you said 5, that was wrong. And You can do many different types of triggers and or audio responses. And you can mix and match. You can change it up. If you want a good example of some role plays, the best ones that you could possibly look up, our example is GB ASMR does fantastic role plays. Cozy Cottage ASMR does old school, woodsy, wooden triggers and gives a very good overall roleplay experience from start to finish. I have some role plays on my channel, but I have not dabbled into gaining experience with that yet because I like doing things that are a little bit more geared towards overall mixed triggers, tapping, scratching. Sometimes we'll do a meditative relaxation technique type of video where we'll do a body scan, we'll do meditation in general, and I'll add triggers in. This is one of my favorite triggers to watch and listen to, so I put them in my videos a lot. And it's called finger fluttering, and I would put it under the category of scratching because your fingers are rubbing together and making this type of noise. So that is something that I enjoy doing a lot. So I just wanted to add this in here as well. So overall, if you like that type of content, please do consider subscribing to my channel, liking the videos that you do find that you enjoy, and this is a positive, safe space for my channel. So I want to make sure that you are positive and you're nice in the comments. I'm also going to ask you if you have a request or any type of ideas on videos that you want to see, put those in the comments section down below because I try to respond to as many people as I can. And with that being said, I just want to say, welcome to the world of ASMR. If it's not your thing, that's perfectly fine. And if it is your thing, there's so much content and subgenres within ASMR that you can explore, and I'm excited for you to find them. So please, go find them, go check out other videos, and enjoy. Good night.